Hello guys, it's WezTZK, and today I'm going to be ranking every Black Ops 1 Zombies map from worst to best. A few weeks ago I did the Black Ops 2 version of this, and you guys absolutely loved that video. And so today I thought I would do a Black Ops 1 Zombies version. And as usual, there is going to be some ground rules which I have to put in place. Number one, I'm not going to be including any World at War remasters, which was included during the Resurrection DLC for Black Ops 1. Rule number two, Dead Ops Arcade is not going to be on this list, as it's not really a map, it's just a game mode, an alternative game mode you can play on the terminal. So, without further ado, let's just get into the video. Okay, so coming in at number 6, last but not least, is going to be 5. Now me personally, I'm not a big fan of 5. Like, out of all the Call of Duty Zombies maps I've played over the years, 5 for me is probably one of the most least played. Like, don't get me wrong, there is a unique crew which does add some fun to the map. It also has a unique map location, which is pretty cool. You get to fight zombies in the Pentagon. However, 5 has a lot of problems. And one main problem I can instantly pick out is the map is just far too small. There's literally no training areas, like, at all, and you're going to find yourself getting stuck absolutely everywhere. You can sort of camp in the elevators and some areas, but you're going to find yourself getting overwhelmed very quickly. And speaking of space, this map, it's just not very noob friendly. Like, if you're new to the game, I would recommend that you don't play this map, because you're going to find yourself going down on the early rounds very quickly. And you do need to be quite experienced with this map to know what you're doing, because this map, it is very small and can easily screw you over. 5 also has some really annoying features, such as the Pentagon Thief, which can steal your gun. However, if you've got the ray gun, you can easily kill the Pentagon Thief, but if you can't, you have to run around the whole map trying to chase him. He runs through teleporters, you got to chase him through a bunch of teleporters and stuff. It's just not fun. Also, the wonder weapon, the Winter's Howl, it's a bit like the ray gun. It sort of drops off at around 20, and it's just why. And also, it doesn't even fit with the map. Like, you'd think Call of the Dead or something would have the Winter's Howl, but why does 5 have the Winter's Howl? Also, the zombies map in general, it just doesn't really feel very zombie-ish. Like, it looks a bit too clean to me. This map is taken from a campaign level. Now, I get Zombies was fairly new in Black Ops 1, but, you know, they could have done something a bit better. As Kino Der Toten and Doris before 5 was an original map, so why couldn't they have just done an original map? Finally, the last thing I want to talk about is the Nova 6 crawlers. They don't really provide much of a pain in the arse experience, but they can still be a little bit annoying. I have so many problems with this map. I know some people probably like this map, but for me, this map is just not mine. Coming in at number 5 is Ascension. Now, Ascension is a very noob-friendly map. You can even train them in the lander area near PhD Flopper, or there's even a starting room if you're good enough. Overall, there's some really good training spots on Ascension, and camping and training are both supported on that map. Like, you literally just sit in a corner if you want. However, the only problem is with this map, it's just far too easy. Like, you've got Gersh devices, Thunder Gun, and it just makes the map far too easy. The experienced and pro player normally avoids this map, just because it's like so mind-bogglingly easy. If you're new to Black Ops 1, this map would definitely be for you, as it's got loads of space to work with. Also, you don't even need all the perks either. Like, all you need is Juggernog and Quick Revive, and you can literally get to round 50, or near enough round 50. I mean, yeah, the reload speed's going to be a bit slow, so you do need sort of speed cola, but I've managed to cope without it. Also, the monkeys are another big issue in this map. I think people who are new to this map, they probably want to look out for the monkeys because they do steal your perks if you do not kill them in time. If you've got like 8 perks, you're going to have to run around the whole map just to at least kill a monkey, and you're probably going to end up losing about 2 perks because you're 1 person against 8 monkeys. Another thing I hate about Ascension is it's from the multiplayer map launch, and you know how I feel about remastered maps already. However, I'll give Black Ops 1 the benefit of the doubt because Zombies was fairly new at the time, so I understand it was remastered. Also, another thing I want to pick out about Ascension is the atmosphere is just so dull. It doesn't have to be the most interesting thing in the world, but there's like literally nothing to look at. Also, the map is in black and white as well when you start the game. Like, it doesn't really add anything to the atmosphere or gameplay. You just get a filter until you turn the map on. But yeah, the map is a bit dull and boring, but I can't complain too much about it. Alright, coming in at number 4 is Shangri-La. Now, I actually quite like Shangri-La, despite many people hating this map. It has one of the strongest weapons in the game, the baby gun. This gun allows you to shrink zombies down and just run through them. And it doesn't actually kill the zombie, you have to actually run through it for it to count as a kill. And I really like this wonder weapon because it's one of them unique wonder weapons which you don't see in zombies very often. Also, another thing I like about Shangri-La is the Pack-a-Punch machine is very easy to access. Literally, all you got to do is step on one pressure plate along the map. Just got to run around and find it. Unlike Doris, where you have to link 3 teleporters to one area. However, there is a limit and it does stay closed after a few seconds, so you do have to be quick and you do have to reactivate it if you fail it. But overall, the atmosphere, I absolutely love this map's atmosphere. Like, it's just so beautiful to look at. Like, you got the trees, like the temples, the waterfalls. It just looks really nice. And even in the Black Ops 1 engine, it still looks a really good map. However, one main issue with Shangri-La, and I think we all know which one this is, the map is just too small and claustrophobic. And this is one of those maps which require a bit of skill to get to high rounds. Also requires a bit of box luck, because if you don't get the baby gun, then you're kind of screwed for high rounds. Most of the time, I've almost died quite a few times actually, just trying to get around zombies. And to make things even worse, there is fire and shrieker zombies, which just add an absolute annoyance to your gameplay. Like, seriously, Treyarch, did you think it was a good idea to add a fire and a shrieker zombie to an already hard map? Finally, one thing that annoys me is the monkey zombies. You have to basically grab power-ups as soon as they come. If you don't shoot them in time, you don't get your power-up back. However, you can actually get a power-up which you want. Like, for instance, it changes every few seconds when they pick it up. So you can easily shoot them and it will give you your power-up which you want. When there's a horde of zombies on round 30, you don't really want to be doing that. You don't really want to have to deal with a monkey who's just stole your perk. And yeah, it doesn't really add to a fun time, really. Coming in at number 3 is Moon. Now, I have a few mixed opinions on Moon. I know Moon is quite a controversial map in the zombies community. And me personally, I'm on the more hating side, but I can also like the map at the same time. It's just, Moon has quite a lot of problems. Moon has some good training areas, such as the biodome. You can even train in the corridor. If you shut one of the doors, don't open it. Overall, Moon has better training areas than Shangri-La does. And also, the wonder weapon is actually quite strong. The zap gun, or the wave gun, so to speak. You can literally turn zombies into popcorn and make them pop. Also, the hacking device is a nice feature on the map. It allows you to get stuff cheaper, such as doors, box, perks. Also, Moon has one of the best Easter egg endings in Call of Duty Zombies history. You literally blow up the earth and that is the end of Black Ops 1. Like, if that's not an epic ending, I don't know what is. However, like every zombies map, Moon has its downsides, and some very big ones. One thing I hate about Moon is No Man's Land. I know some people actually like it, but I hate No Man's Land. You either get Jug and escape, or you end up dying trying. I think out of all the times I've played Moon, the most times I've actually died is on No Man's Land. And the amount of times I've had to restart because I keep getting Speed Cola instead of Juggernog, it absolutely infuriates me. I think they could have done No Man's Land a little bit better, but it is quite a unique and refreshing feature in zombies. Also, another problem I have in Moon is the spaceman. Like, he can be easily avoidable as he is quite slow. If he does grab you, he can steal your perk. And if it ends up being Juggernog, then you have to literally run all the way back to the teleporter, go back to No Man's Land, buy Jug, and then go back again. And sometimes Juggernog doesn't even spawn, because you either got Juggernog or Speed Cola. And yeah, the spaceman is just a giant arsehole. Speaking of arseholes, the excavators. Oh man. Where do I start with these fuckers? Right, I think out of all the features in Moon, the excavators are just the absolute worst. Like, oh yeah, what a great idea. Let's just make the excavator turn on in the middle of a zombies round. So you literally have to drop everything you're doing just to turn off an excavator. You literally got to try and hack this thing once you got a massive horde of zombies on your arse. Like, nice one, Treyarch. That works, doesn't it? Sometimes the gravity can throw you in the wrong direction, and it's not overall annoying, but it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass when you're trying to get through a door and you end up getting stuck on the ceiling. Also, you can only carry one thing at a time, such as the hacking device, PES. I think that's a bit stupid, but I understand where they're coming from, because it can be quite an overpowered couple. Also, one thing that annoys me is some areas don't even have oxygen, even though you turn oxygen on. Like, for instance, the power room, you have to literally put your PES system on. And it's like, I've turned the power on. Like, give me oxygen. Finally, one thing that annoys me about Moon is the Nova 6 crawlers, which teleport around. It makes it harder for you to aim at them, and they're just overall a little annoying. Next up on the list, at number 2, is going to be Call of the Dead. You've got 2 unique wonder weapons, and was the first map to actually introduce 2 new wonder weapons, rather than 1. You got the choice of the VR11 and the Scavenger, which just actually adds some unique gameplay, and just overall adds to a fun time, really. It's the first map to feature a celebrity crew, which is a change from your classic COD Zombies cast. Don't get me wrong, it isn't bad, but you know, the occasional new one would be quite nice. Also, the pack-a-punch steps are really easy. All you got to do is turn on the power and wait for the lighthouse to melt the ice for you to actually pack-a-punch. However, one problem with this map is George. He can be a little bit annoying at times. You do have to watch where he is, and you know, he isn't too bad. You can avoid him easily as he runs, not even runs, basically just walks slowly. But it takes away the camping aspect of the game, as you do have to start running around everywhere. And what's good about George is you can even kill him with the Scavenger and you can get some perks from him. Another issue I have with Call of Dead is the wonder weapons are quite weak. The VR11 is, as we all know, a piece of crap. Like, it literally only kills 1 zombie and doesn't even work as it intends to. Like, the VR11 is supposed to be like some monkey bomb which zombies follow, but only like 3 zombies out of the 20 zombies actually follow it. And yes, you can use its effect in co-op, but I don't play much co-op, so for me, it's absolutely useless, this gun. The Scavenger is slightly better, however it drops off at around 40, but it still does kill a decent amount of zombies in that time. Another problem with Call of Dead is the lack of training space. Like Shangri-La, there is not very many training spaces, and overall it just makes the map a lot more difficult. Call of the Dead is one of the maps which very few people in the zombies community has managed to get to around 100, just because it's so difficult, the wonder weapons are so weak. However, you do get more space than Shang, but then again, it's not very much to work with. Also, Call of the Dead has some of the worst perk placements I've ever seen. Like, oh yeah, let's just put Juggernog on the other side of the map. So you literally have to run through the ship just to open up all the doors just to get Juggernog. Overall, yeah, the Juggernog could be in a better location. Another thing I want to point out as well is the water. It's not too bad, but it can be annoying at times as it does slow you down. However, it does calm George down when you accidentally shoot him, so I suppose that's a bonus. But yeah, overall this map is actually quite fun, and it's one of them unique zombies experiences which you don't see every day. And finally, coming in at number 1 on the list is Kino Der Toten. For me, Kino Der Toten, it's the perfect balance of all the other maps. Like, all the other maps have their problems, their pros and cons, whereas I feel like Kino Der Toten, it at least has that balance. It has everything which the other maps needed. The map is very noob friendly. It also supports camping and training areas, basically meaning that all player types, if you're new or experienced, can play this map and get to a high round. Also, the pack-a-punch is very easy. All you gotta do is link the teleporter to the mainframe, just teleport. Also, another thing which is good about Kino Der Toten is dog rounds. As most of the maps on Black Ops 1, they don't have any special rounds which give you ammo. Most of the maps require you to kill a zombie and find it, whereas Kino Der Toten, it has an exclusive dog round which at least gives you ammo at the end of it, making high rounds a bit more easier. And there's very few issues I can pick up with Kino Der Toten, but I have listed a few, and one of the main issues is that it gets boring quite fast. I mean, it's like every zombies map. Any zombies map you play, it will get boring eventually. But Kino Der Toten for me, it just doesn't have any unique or fun features. Like, yeah, you've got all the perks and stuff and pack-a-punch and that's it. You just camp in a corner till round 30. It's not like Shangri-La or Call of the Dead or Moon, where it at least adds something unique. For me, Kino Der Toten is just the same as Derice. Also, another problem is the Nova 6 crawlers. They can be a little bit annoying at times. If you got the ray gun, you can kill them easily. However, there is no PhD flopper on the map, which means you are going to take some damage from the ray gun. It's just overall a classic and iconic zombies map. I'd say most people who hear about zombies, the first thing they think about is Kino Der Toten, and it's just such an iconic map in the zombies community. Anyway guys, this is where I'm going to end the video here. If you had to do the same with all the Black Ops 1 zombies maps, what would be your ranking system? Like, would you put Shangri-La first, Shangri-La last, or would you put 5 in first? What do you think should be in what place? Do let me know down below, but this is where I'm going to conclude today's video. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.